Thugnificent is one of the greatest characters ever created. The aura, unparalleled. The flyness, unmatched. His sheer greatness, incomparable. But even so, I gotta take a look at the episodes he was in to see if that's facts or cap. We introduced to our hero in season 2's The Story of Thugnificent. And might I say, he is one of the most touching backstories I've ever bore witness to. Dang near moved me to tears. Topped off with one of the greatest lines ever put to screen.
Man! What did he do to make them niggas that mad?
When Thugnificent moves into Woodcrest, his adversity hasn't come to an end. Even unfamiliar old heads like Granddad feel the need to hate and be envious. Now it could be for a plethora of reasons, like his full head of hair, musical genius, absurd amount of wealth, or because he's a whole hoarder, a clitoral conqueror if you will. Robert don't even got the heart, the strength of character to let Thugnificent know the real. Instead he cooperates with law enforcement and all types of funny. Thugnificent, along with Nate Dogg and the rest of the Lethal Interjection crew, respond the only sensible way available: a diss track. And when I tell you this track bangs, it bangs. I know the lyrics dang near word for word. All jokes aside, it's genuinely playlist material. Like, it's got Busta and Snoop on here, and they was barring up something ferocious. Like, come on, did this feud end with understanding and growth between both sides? Man, hell nah. But it was a phenomenal introduction to an outstanding character. Notice how I didn't say greatest character. So get some Diddy oil, team, cause we're about to go deeper.
Pause.
2 episodes later, we shining notoriously and gloriously as Riley, a provocator of realness, been rocking with Thugnificent so heavy he's trying to join the Lethal Interjection crew. In the midst of that happening, we once again get one of the most referred to scenes in the show.
What the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry.
Somehow the episode still elevates after the scene. The moment, the instant Thugnificent's chain touches Riley, he just gets the coldest theme song I done heard. Shout out to Metaphor the Great for real, but an even bigger shout out to Thugnificent for blessing a young OG with the opportunity to even make something like that possible. After Riley's theme song played, it all went left, so we as a team gotta revert back to some of the words of inspiration from Thugnificent.
We don't fight fair, nigga. We believe in overwhelming force.
That was all well and good, but the instant Busta got cracked with that baseball bat, I shed real life tears. When I tell you that was a Hall of Fame performance, I really mean it. Bravo. This episode was very educational as well. It shows the effects of great influences on the youth. Now, Thugnificent's appearances do get minimized the further along we get into the show. Not only that, his pockets seem to have been dieting along the way. Season 3's to rags, Thugnificent becomes financially unavailable. He went from having his pockets lined with $100 bills to being lined with lint and discarded verses. It damaged my spirit. Seeing this was more unprecedented than John Cena's heel turn. Cuz even hit up the auto-tune, and that song is on streaming services. When I tell you it's unironically terrible, I mean that from the depths of my soul. Thugnificent even does what I condemned Granddad for earlier in this video, being a serial hater. If it wasn't the haterade he was going OD on, it was that bogus work he was selling. Like, God, the whole scene with him on the corner was so effing funny. This was an incredible episode, not just for Thugnificent, but as a whole. Seeing the fall from grace of a national treasure was heartbreaking, but it did wonders for his character, even though it didn't necessarily end merrily. Hold on, let me cut what the The real standout of this episode was my goat Leonard, man. When I tell you his realness and perseverance puts him on the upper echelon of Boondocks characters, I say it with chest because the rest of the crew want to turn on him, start moving funny when the money dried up, but not Leonard. He stayed 10 toes down, and it's honestly beautiful because him and Thugnificent don't never come up for the rest of the show's run. His final main appearance was cool. It happened in my favorite episode of the show, the fried chicken flu, but dang it, man, he didn't do nothing of note. I can't cap with you. Aside from banging Robert's girl and then making up for it with a sacrifice that ultimately proves to be fruitless. It breaks my heart that we don't see Thugnificent or a pimp named Slickback more than a handful of times throughout the series. But parasites like the Dubois family can just be given screen time willy-nilly. It makes me sick. Is Thugnificent one of the greatest characters of all time? I can't say that. He had a powerful introduction, but over time the show takes everything that makes him Thugnificent. His crew, his chain, even his hair. The only thing he really gets to keep is the name and Leonard. That could have been fine and dandy, but they don't dive further into the character after this.
No homo.
Even his screen time's cut entirely after season 3. RDC kinda pulled off a better iteration of Thugnificent with Cash Money Mob. Regardless, I wish we could have seen him try and make a comeback in the rap game, or some more buddy comedy episodes with Leonard in the same vein as Ed and Rummy. That would have been comedy gold. I can say he's got some of the most iconic moments in history. A true trendsetter who will be quoted for years, perhaps even centuries to come. If y'all want more Boondocks videos that run significantly longer than this one, subscribe. Shameless plug, and I'm out. Jersey.